Welcome back to the deep dive. I'm thrilled to be here, ready to jump headfirst into, well, the ever-evolving world of technology alongside you. Today we're taking on the latest intelligence, drawing from our carefully curated stack of sources, the Retter Reboot, covering the most impactful AI and tech developments. Our mission, as always, is to quickly get you well informed on what's truly shaping the digital world. We'll present the news one by one, hopefully in an engaging, insightful way. From major AI model upgrades and exciting new features to, well, critical safety discussions and some pretty significant business moves, we've got a lot to explore.
And what's truly remarkable right now, I think, is just how rapidly these innovations are unfolding and, how interconnected all these stories truly are. We're seeing just a massive volume developments from titans like Google, Apple, Anthropic, OpenAI, NVIDIA, Meta, ByteDance, all pushing the boundaries. Our goal here is to distill the absolute essence of what you need to know, help you connect the dots and understand the underlying currents driving all this change.
Absolutely, and we're starting right in the thick of it. It really feels like an intense AI arms race right now, looking at new features and some very strategic moves. So, first up, Google Gemini's AI image model gets a major upgrade. And this isn't just a minor tweak, right? Google's rolled out a really significant update to its Gemini AI image model. We're talking tangible improvements for users, enhanced realism, accuracy, much better editing capabilities. It allows for more detailed generations now, handles those tricky, complex prompts with, well, far greater ease.
I'm genuinely excited by the prospect of, more nuanced control over creative output. Imagine what you could create now.
Right, and connecting this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
this isn't just Google playing catch-up, It signals maybe a deeper realization. Google understands that visual content generation isn't just niche anymore. It's rapidly becoming the new creative interface, maybe even informational interface for millions. So by enhancing Gemini, yeah, they're competing on features with DALL-E, Stable Diffusion, sure.
But they're also trying to establish the foundational visual AI for the next era of digital interaction, protecting their core strength, information access, just in this new visual form.
That's a very clear strategic play from Google then, kind of owning the visual conversation. But from your perspective, when Google takes on an established player like DALL-E, what's the real edge here? Is it just throwing more resources at it, or is there like a specific tech approach they're banking on?
Well, it probably a bit of both, honestly. But I think Google's unique position, it stems from its vast data set access and its existing user base, right? They're leveraging their multimodal AI research, which is already incredibly strong, to weave visual capabilities more deeply into their whole ecosystem. Think Google Photos, Workspace, Search.
The integration.
Exactly. While Delhi might have had that first mover advantage in, perception, Google's integration strategy aims for ubiquity. They're banking on the convenience, having these tools right there in the platforms you already use daily. That's a huge advantage.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, leveraging that existing footprint. And Google's strategic expansion isn't just limited to visual AI, apparently. They're also showing how existing tools can transform, capture new markets. Our next story. Google Translate adds language learning tools to compete with Duolingo. Now, this one feels like a surprising pivot, doesn't it? For a tool we all know, probably use regularly for quick translations. Google has significantly upgraded Translate, bringing in new language learning features. You can now practice vocabulary, grammar, even conversation skills right in the app. So it's no longer just about translating a phrase, it's becoming, well, a more holistic language learning experience.
Yeah, and this really prompts us to consider how these traditional tools are expanding their roles. By integrating these interactive lessons, all powered by Google's, robust AI, Google Translate is pretty clearly positioning itself as a direct competitor to platforms like Duolingo. Absolutely. It shows a strategic intent to capture a broader share of the user's journey in language acquisition. Leveraging their massive existing user base and powerful AI, it suggests that specialized apps might face increasing pressure from these integrated AI-enhanced super apps.
So we're seeing an interesting trend here. Companies aren't just innovating, they're rethinking the very definition of their products, trying to expand their reach. And while some are expanding internally, others are looking for partners. Our next piece of news. Apple is in integrity, talks with Perplexity and Mistral to strengthen its AI strategy. It seems Apple is being quite proactive, right? Reportedly exploring partnerships with both Perplexity, known for its AI answer engine, and Mistral AI, the leading European LM developer. This seems part of their broader push to catch up in AI, complementing their own Apple Intelligence system they announced earlier this year. It's a clear signal they're not just relying on internal development, they're actively seeking collaboration.
And this is fascinating because partnerships like these could significantly help Apple scale its AI services much faster, allows them to compete more directly with Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic,
Yeah.
the established players. It really underscores the reality that even tech giants, with all their resources, sometimes see the value in collaboration. Building cutting-edge foundational models is just incredibly resource-intensive.
Yeah, unbelievably so.
So for Apple to consider leveraging external expertise, it shows a pragmatic approach.
Yeah.
Accelerate their AI ambitions without having to shoulder every single development burden. It's about speed and market capture, really.
Yeah. It really highlights the sheer complexity, the cost of leading in AI, even for Apple. Okay, shifting gears slightly to how AI is becoming more integrated into our daily workflows. This next story is really exciting. Anthropic's Claude for Chrome can now take actions on your behalf. Anthropic launched a Claude Chrome extension, bringing some seriously practical, what we call agentic capabilities right into your browser. Now, agentic isn't just a fancy word. It means the AI isn't just answering questions, right? It's proactively understanding your goals and then acting on them, helping you achieve tasks within the browser.
Exactly. To be agentic means an AI can, perceive its environment, understand goals, plan actions, and then execute those actions
You're right.
autonomously. To achieve a desired outcome like filling out a complex form across multiple pages, not just one field,
Right.
or summarizing an article and then drafting an email about it, all within your browser, it moves AI from being just reactive to proactive, an executor. This development positions Claude as a more agentic assistant, signifying a broader, industry-wide trend. It's competing directly with OpenAI's upcoming AI browser, Google's Gemini integrations. They're all moving this way. The significance here is AI moving beyond answering questions to actively performing tasks, becoming an executor in your digital environment. That truly changes the dynamic of human-AI interaction.
That ability for AI to not just tell you something, but do something for you, that feels genuinely transformative, like the start of a new era for productivity tools.
Hmm.
Now let's talk about a major collaboration in creative AI that really caught my eye. Meta partners with Midjourney on AI image and video models. This is a big one. Meta partnering with Midjourney to develop advanced AI image and video generation models. It's a powerful combo. Meta's huge AI infrastructure meeting Midjourney's, renowned creative expertise. I'm already envisioning the possibilities.
Yeah, what truly stands out here is that blend of technical power with artistic innovation. This deal absolutely underscores Meta's ambition to strengthen its position in AI-driven content creation. They're aiming to compete directly with Google, OpenAI, Stability AI in that rapidly growing synthetic media space. And Midjourney, well, it's often lauded for its distinct artistic style, right? That aesthetic quality that other models sometimes struggle with consistently.
Definitely has a unique look.
Right. So combining Meta's vast resources and research with Midjourney's artistic finesse, they could potentially create models that generate high-fidelity stuff, but also with a unique, desirable creative signature. This could really push the boundaries of generative visual content and maybe carve out a distinct niche for Meta.
Okay, so we've seen this relentless pace of innovation and competition, AI systems getting more powerful, more pervasive. But as these capabilities grow, it brings us to a crucial, often challenging frontier: the ethical implications, the safety responsibilities. Let's delve into some key developments here, starting with how companies are handling our data.
It's indeed a necessary pivot in the conversation.
Our first story in this segment: Anthropic gives users choice to share data for AI training. This is a direct user impact story. Anthropic's introduced a new policy where users have to either explicitly opt out or allow their interactions to be used for AI training. So by default, conversations might be included to improve their models, though they do say sensitive data will be anonymized.
This raises an important question, doesn't it, about the evolving social contract between us, the users, and these AI companies. This move mirrors similar strategies from OpenAI, Google. We've seen this before. But it does, of course, raise fresh privacy and transparency concerns. As AI firms rely more and more on our data to advance their systems, the onus is really on them to clearly communicate these policies, ensure user trust. The challenge is balancing the need for vast data sets, which you need for truly intelligent AI, with individual privacy expectations. Anonymization is a step, but the debate around what's truly anonymous as data, well, it's still complex.
That's a critical point about the social contract, and the privacy concerns are obvious. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. Isn't there an argument that for AI to truly advance, become genuinely helpful, especially in complex, nuanced interactions. It needs that real-world conversational data. How do these companies actually balance that need for improvement with privacy, beyond just saying anonymization?
It's the perennial tension, isn't it?
Yeah.
The argument for data collection is strong. More diverse, real-world data generally leads to more robust AI, less biased AI, more capable AI. Without it, models can be brittle, perform poorly in unexpected situations.
Right.
The balance often comes down to, well, the granularity of consent, the transparency of how the data is used, and the strength of the anonymization techniques. Some argue for things like federated learning, where models train on user data locally without it ever leaving the device. But that has its own technical challenges. Ultimately, it's a spectrum of solutions, and companies are still figuring out what the public will accept versus what the tech truly needs to thrive safely and ethically.
That's a really thoughtful way to frame it. The spectrum of solutions. On a related note, in a rare display of collaboration between rivals, we have OpenAI and Anthropic conducting safety checks on each other's AI systems. This is quite unusual. These two major competitors carried out mutual safety evaluations of their latest AI models, the Focus, identifying risks like misinformation, bias, potential misuse. They're sharing findings to strengthen oversight, which for me feels like a significant step towards broader industry responsibility.
Yeah, this move definitely highlights a growing industry pressure for cross-company accountability as these AI systems get more powerful, more pervasive. By doing these joint assessments, OpenAI and Anthropic are effectively raising the bar for transparency and responsible tailoring in the whole AI field. It's a recognition that some challenges, particularly around safe deployment of increasingly capable AI, are just bigger than any single company. The potential for systemic risks demands a collective effort. And this kind of collaboration, though rare, is a positive sign. Leaders are starting to take that responsibility seriously. Sets a precedent, maybe, for how powerful AI gets vetted in the future.
That kind of collaborative oversight is certainly encouraging. However, the next story brings us back to the very serious real-world impact when safeguards fall short. We have OpenAI adding parental controls to ChatGPT after teen's death. OpenAI introduced parental controls for ChatGPT following reports linking a teenager's death to harmful AI-generated advice. The new safeguards let parents set usage restrictions, monitor conversations, aiming to reduce risks for younger users.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the broader picture, this tragic incident in OpenAI's action, it underscores the intensified calls for stronger safety measures, for accountability in consumer AI tools, especially with growing adoption among younger users. It's about responsible innovation, safeguarding vulnerable individuals, critical as AI becomes more
Well,
accessible.
absolutely critical.
But it also raises questions about the limitations of these controls, right?
Right.
While it's a necessary step, parental controls can only go so far. The challenge lies in designing AI systems that are inherently safer and in fostering digital literacy among users, guardians, everyone. It's a multifaceted problem, needs tech, education, societal responses.
That's an important distinction, the need for both tech and educational safeguards. Okay, moving on. Let's shift gears to the foundational powerhouses making all this AI possible, the hardware and robotics. Our first story here. NVIDIA unveils its next-gen robot brain for smarter machines. This is pretty exciting stuff in robotics. NVIDIA released the next generation of its robotics AI platform, often called a robot brain.
Yeah.
Its purpose is to give robots greater autonomy, adaptability, through advanced world modeling, real-time perception, sophisticated decision-making.
And what's meant by world modeling here is that these robots can build and continuously update an internal digital map of their physical environment.
Oh,
This lets them predict how actions will affect the world, plan complex movements, adapt to unexpected changes without constant human help. So like a warehouse robot with this could navigate around a new obstacle instead of just stopping or getting stuck.
right. Much more flexible.
Exactly. This upgrade is aimed at industries like manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, where demand for intelligent, self-learning machines is booming. NVIDIA claims this leap will significantly accelerate the path toward more capable, general-purpose robots, could fundamentally transform those sectors, making automation far more adaptable and efficient.
That ability to model and adapt in real time sounds like a genuine game changer for using robots in complex, dynamic places. And it's clear NVIDIA is just, well, crushing it financially. We also have news that NVIDIA reports record sales amid the AI boom. The company posted record quarterly sales driven by absolutely soaring demand for its AI chips. These are the chips powering everything, right? Data centers, generative AI platforms, countless enterprise applications.
Yeah, this really cements NVIDIA's position as the leading supplier of hardware for the global AI race. It's hard to overstate. They're consistently outpacing Wall Street expectations. Executives highlighting continued strong demand cloud providers, research labs, enterprises. What truly stands out is just there are no signs of a slowdown in AI infrastructure investment. None.
Wow.
NVIDIA's hardware is essentially the bedrock of this entire AI revolution. Their success is a direct indicator of the scale and pace of AI adoption across basically every industry. It's almost hard to wrap your head around how much money is flowing into this hardware right now.
It really is staggering, underscores the foundational importance of that silicon. Okay, let's explore expanding creative horizons and some significant business maneuvers happening in the broader tech landscape. First, Google Vids adds AI avatars and image-to-video features. So Google updated its Vids app, bringing even more creative tools. This update includes AI avatars and an image-to-video generator, all powered by Gemini. You can now create lifelike avatars for presentations or storytelling, and even turn your still images into short AI-generated video clips.
This is a clear indicator of Google's continued push into AI-powered creative tools, directly competing with Microsoft, OpenAI, startups like Runway. They're essentially democratizing sophisticated content creation, right? Making these powerful capabilities accessible to a wider audience, from pro marketers to, casual creators.
Lowering the barrier.
Exactly. The ability to quickly animate a still image or generate an avatar can dramatically lower the barrier to entry for video content, which has historically been pretty resource intensive.
That's a powerful move, making advanced video creation more accessible. Finally, we turn to a significant business story from the broader tech landscape. Gives us a glimpse into the strategic thinking of one of the world's largest private tech companies. ByteDance plans a $33 billion share buyback. ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, announced plans for a massive $33 billion share buyback, offering to repurchase shares from investors at a valuation around $268 billion.
So what does this all mean for a company like ByteDance? Well, this move provides crucial liquidity for shareholders, especially amid all the ongoing regulatory scrutiny and market uncertainty ByteDance faces, particularly around TikTok's global operations.
Right, that pressure is intense.
Exactly. A buyback signals ByteDance's effort to stabilize investor confidence, basically buying out those who might want to exit, while letting the company consolidate control and maintain its valuation privately. This is especially important as it navigates these complex global challenges, including that persistent U.S. pressure on TikTok's ownership structure. It's a strategic financial play in a deeply challenging geopolitical and regulatory environment. Lets them manage their cap table more tightly without going public at maybe an unfavorable time.
And that brings us to the end of another, incredible deep dive. You've just navigated a week of intense competition, innovation in AI models, crucial discussions on safety and ethics, the foundational role of hardware that powers it all, and significant shifts in the broader tech business landscape. It's truly a dynamic time to be alive and engaged with technology. I hope you feel well-equipped to discuss these developments.
Indeed. The rapid evolution of AI just means there's a constant need for critical thinking, continuous learning. And as AI becomes increasingly agentic, capable of taking actions on our behalf, operating with more autonomy, how do you think our definition of assistant will change? Beyond just a tool that responds to commands. And what new responsibilities will we as users and as a society need to consider? For both the AI itself and for ourselves in managing these powerful new agents. Keep those questions in mind and stay curious as these technologies continue to unfold.